Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go on ahead and show you guys our Saints mini scheme part 2 and what it is I like to do and how it is I run my offense. Just a few plays. It's not much, but just a few plays that might be able to help you guys out. So let's just go to solo challenges so we can go on ahead and full game. No, we start off on defense right there. We want to start off on offense. If it's at all possible. Oh, we're definitely on the wrong account, so we want to be able to sign this guy out right here. That way I can take control of my main account. So with the addition of route chems, obviously added a lot, and I've had, the most success I've had passing in quite some time when it comes to Madden, just from the handful of plays that I've been running. So along with the mini scheme on the first part, with the pistol bunch and all that stuff that we still run, let's go to solo challenges. So we'll just go here and then we'll either make them fumble or we'll make them score or whatever, so we can go on ahead and get the ball and show you. So the biggest play that I come out in, the biggest formation that I come out in is what is it, ISO weak trio, something like that. You'll see it. And the adjustments I set up is for certain personnel and route chems. So what you are going to need are preferably guys that can spin. You don't need it, but it's very helpful. And deep route chemistry. I prefer deep route running over elite route running chem, but it's a preference thing. It's whatever it is you prefer, to be honest. All right, so let's go on ahead and give them the ball here. We're onside.
This could get interesting. Here's interesting, an onside kick to start this thing. And the Bills are going to recover.
Oh man, that was a clean hit stick. That was a touchdown. So we'll just go on ahead and see if we can just make them fumble, hopefully, before they, start taking up too much of your time. Again, this right here is just only a few plays, so but mixed in with the mini scheme part 1, which was definitely a lot more in-depth of plays. I know damn well we're gonna recover that, right? Okay, I was shook. I was shook. So the first thing you want to do, trust the process, run on aggressive. You're cheating yourself if you do not run on aggressive. You are. That's the first thing I do. I go to ball carrier and I put it on aggressive. I do fumble, but I rarely fumble. I can go a full season and maybe fumble once or twice. But the amount of broken tackles you get is absolutely ridiculous. You definitely want to take advantage of this game being broken. So the play that we're going to go to is Y off trio weak. I put a fullback here. That way I get some better pass protection in the backfield. Now right here, I like to go ahead and put an offensive lineman. I have offensive lineman as my backup. I have 2 right tackles, 2 left tackles. So right here I go Willie Anderson. Or if you got someone with secure pass protective, you got Jeremy Shockey, that's fine. Right here, I go on ahead and I put Randy Moss, deep route chemistry. And right here I put Keyshawn Johnson, who doesn't have any chemistry. That way I can go on ahead and drag him. So first thing I do is I max protect. I go on ahead and I'll streak Moss and I will put Keyshawn on a drag. My first read is the drag, and then you also have the post crossing over just like that. We all know post and crossing routes is absolutely broken in this game. So the post is your big money play right there. Definitely your big money play. If you watch me stream or watch my videos, you know I hit that route all the time. It's crossing over to the right side. You have the streak pulling the safety, pulling the cornerback as well. Then you have your underneath drag with playmaker, preferably. That way you can just playmaker. Like if I playmaker him up the field right here, all this right here is wide open. All I gotta do is just playmaker him up. But we also have the post on the left side. And then to also mix it up, I'll go ahead, I'll max protect, and I'll put Moss instead of a streak. I'll put him on a deep cross, and then I'll go on ahead and still drag Keyshawn sometimes. So I have both crossing routes, and then I also have my drag, and then look, RB wide open. And I got no animation. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. But with both crossing routes right there, your opponent will get used to, okay, I'm doing the same thing. Okay, I just got to worry about one drag, and then I got to worry about one crossing route he's not going to throw to the streak. But then you put a deep crossing route, and then it makes him choose, okay, which one am I going to go after? Because X is going to be open. Like right there, the only reason why that right there would have been an interception is because there's no more room for him to backpedal because the end zone is there. If the end zone is not there, he just continues going back, like Chris Berman and MLB Tonight, and he hit a home run. And then we got RB just completely wide open. And then also on stick up and nod, I'll go on ahead and I will do the deep cross on the slot, but I'll streak Johnson. Now this right here is important because this allows me to playmaker a deep crossing route 30 yards down the field. What a lot of people will do is they'll begin to user one crossing route, and it's usually X. Usually 95% of the time they'll user this route right here, right? So if Keyshawn Johnson is not here, right, they'll have their user like right around here, and they know they're crossing, so they just keep running this way, right? And then next thing you know, I'll hit a playmaker to the left side. He'll stop, run completely this way where the open field is open, and it's a dot. So that's sometimes I'll run the drag, and then sometimes I'll run the streak so I can playmaker deep crossing route. And I'm gonna show you guys what I mean right here. So let's say we're going, and we'll just cut him backwards, just like that. Bam, money. And that right there gives you so much flexibility when it comes to, playing this game, because you'll be surprised on how many just big plays I make because they're following the crossing route. RB's probably a touchdown too. Oh, RB's definitely a touchdown. But I just wanted to show you guys the playmaker. This right here is a, 5, 10, 15, 20, a 20-yard playmaker. 20-yard playmaker. And that right there is just really all I do. But again, you will face people that blitz heavily, right? So another adjustment I like to do is I'll go on ahead and put Franco Harris on a table route right here. That way I can go on ahead and get rid of the ball quickly, just like that. So that's if they're blitzing. If they're blitzing a lot, if they're blitzing off the edge, if they're blitzing heavily, then you got to make them respect the table route. If they're coming out in, nickel blitz or whatever, you got to make them respect the table route, because that's going to just complicate the user. If the user only has to worry about 3 routes, then they'll start cross-manning. That's where things get difficult, when they start cross-manning against this. But like right here, I have to make them respect it. So most of the time, they'll be hovering over a gap like right here. And most of the time, let's be honest, they want the easiest responsibility as possible. So most of the time, if they're doing like an all-out blitz, they're going to go on ahead and try to not try to cover the running back, because that's the easiest route. And then I'll put them on a table route, which you guys have seen probably plenty of times if you watch my videos. And then he leaks over. If the user's there, then the middle of the field is wide open. So that right there is pretty much the last adjustment I make. So, for the most part, it looks like this. Then I'll put Moss on a deep crosser and leave the drag. Sometimes I'll streak Johnson and leave both crossers to get a deep playmaker. And then sometimes if they're blitzing too heavily, I'll go on ahead and, like, X is open. It's just a freaking end zone, so they're not running back anymore. So that right there, stick up and nod, I think is one of the best plays in the game, because you got that deep post. And again, I prefer for you to have someone here with elite route running. That way you can put someone on a table route. Right here, someone with deep route specialist. Right here, someone that can spin or truck. Obviously, Keyshawn can truck. And someone with no route chemistry whatsoever. That way you can drag him. So like Keyshawn, I have him with Energizer and Playmaker. And those are the adjustments that I go on ahead and make. And then one of the best running plays in the game is the I-form strong flex. Now, mind you, this is out of New Orleans playbook. And now this right here, I'll go on ahead and I'll put tight ends out here. And I know you guys have seen me do this hundreds of times in my videos. I'll go on ahead and I have 2 guys for speed. Now, I know a lot of guys can't have the team that I have, but if you can get someone with lead the way, that's preferable. I have Shaq Mason with 80 speed, Lane Johnson with 80 speed right here. I always put a offensive guard right here, Willie Roaf. And then you can hot route to the side before you get there. See, notice I flipped it before I even got to the line of scrimmage. That's important because you don't really want to give it away. You don't want to get to the line and then do this. You can flip the play before you get to the line of scrimmage. Then sometimes I'm still going to the left. I'll just go on ahead and just to deke my opponent, make him think I'm going to the right. I'll motion out, and then we'll go on ahead. We'll hit the toss, and It's one of the best run plays in the game. I've destroyed people with this run alone. This run right here is really, really, really good. Very effective. And you can run it either way. I can run it to the left. I can run it to the right. You know, again, this is how I run, you know, my stuff, because I got tight ends that can block very well. So I want players that can, you know, block. So, you know, that toss right there and that that stick up and nod is something that's been very valuable to me. And I think you're not going to win a tournament with it, but I think you can win some more online head-to-head games if you're struggling in offense. Get you someone with deep route chemistry, go on ahead and put them in the slot, and then go on ahead and streak them. Or every once in a while the streak will be open. Doesn't happen often, every once in a while though. But for the most part, that's going to be covered. But you always got the underneath drag to look forward to, and then you also have the post going from the left side to the right, and then you can hit them with the double post. I mean the double crossers, and that right there is just gonna, you know, definitely create a lot of havoc for your opponent. And then you know, I can still drag, I can still put on the far right. Sometimes I'll put them on an out route. You know, if they're playing like cover 4 or some man-to-man defense, I'll go on ahead and I'll just you know, put a out route on the right side or on the left side, seeing as, you know, how I see fit, you know, depending on my opponent. But for the most part, my base play is stick up and nod. That's what I pass out of 99% of the time. I got the post, I got both crossers, I got the underneath drag. I have several options to go on ahead and you know, make good reads, and then the toss. And that's my basic offense, along with the first part of the mini scheme, which is pistol. And I don't really run much of anything else outside of maybe verticals, where if you have deep route running, you can go on ahead and you know, put someone here to put another crosser. Well, he's already on a crosser. Like Johnson, you know, I can put him, since he's elite, I can put him on a skinny post right here. We have the dual post right here, along with the wheel route with the motion out. And we all know these right here are the most broken plays in Madden. Just anything crossing routes is going to be good. The more crossing routes you have on a field, the better. The best chance to stop this nonsense is cross-manning. It's by far your most effective chance. And I mean, there are really good players that know how to do it, but let's be honest, most people don't really do that. Most people don't. Right here, you know, two posts right here, and we just got beat, just wide open. But just a few plays. I know it's a handful of plays. I know it's not much, but trust me when I say stick up and nod and the toss really took my game to the next level. I was struggling earlier on in Madden. Found stick up and nod, and even when I'm in head-to-head, I'll still run it. If you don't have any elite route running or anything like that, you can just go ahead and streak the slot, and then you can slant, and that way you still have like kind of like two posts going up like that. So hopefully this can help you out. If you have, you know, the plays here in your playbook, or this, you know, similar formation, again, what it is I do is I put a fullback here, and my fullback has table route ability with elite route running. That way I can go on ahead and leak him out in case they're getting too aggressive, and just to make them, you know, be conscious of it. Deep route running in the slot right here doesn't matter, because that post is never getting audible unless it's an out route, so it doesn't really matter what you have here. And then right here you want someone preferably without deep route running, where you can elite route running or no route running. That way you can drag him. But yeah, hopefully that helps. Until next time, peace.